Breaking news in Clark County tonight. Investigators say that 2 people have been killed in a crash involving an ambulance on the Mountain Parkway. A number of violent crimes this year and what one murder victim's mother is doing to try to make neighborhoods safer.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
We continue to track a breaking news alert out of Clark County tonight. Good evening. Investigators are telling us that 2 people have been killed in a crash on the Mountain Parkway.
Police say a car crossed the median and slammed into an ambulance. That crash happened this afternoon near mile marker 8. That is not far from the Powell County line. Jordan Valines has an update on the investigation. She's live with the breaking details. Jordan.
That's right. Traffic has been backed up on the Mountain Parkway for the past several hours as reconstruction crews are still on the scene here working to clean up that accident that left 2 people dead earlier today. Now, around 2 o'clock, a man and a woman were traveling west on the Parkway when the driver crossed the median, causing them to crash head-on into an Owsley County ambulance traveling in the opposite direction. Both of the ambulance personnel were injured. One had to be flown by a helicopter to UK, and the other was taken to Clark Regional Baptist. Investigators are now trying to figure out why that car crossed the median to begin with. And as of right now, the eastbound lanes are still closed, so officials are urging drivers to avoid this stretch of roadway if at all possible. Live in Clark County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Jordan, thank you. They say he was on his way home from celebrating Christmas with them. Tonight, family members are remembering a man killed in a crash in Madison County this weekend.
Investigators say a car hit Christopher Truesdell's van on Interstate 75, causing the van to catch fire. Family members say he was just miles from home. Today, Sam Smith talked to the victim's mother. It's our top story at 6.
I miss him really bad.
Sherry Truesdell Holler lost her son over the weekend.
Him and I all weekend I kept saying to him, "You're your mother's child," because he acted just like me.
Christopher Truesdell was 41 years old. He grew up in Mason County and spent Christmas here. People know him best as Cheerios.
Crystal white, curly hair, Cheerios for sure.
I'm told he was driving on I75 about 10 miles from his Richmond home when a car crossed the median, hitting his van, causing it to catch fire. He was taken to UK hospital where he later died.
He loved his kids, he loved his family, he loved everybody, he loved life.
She walked me through photos of her son inside the family photo album. It's the first time she's looked inside of it since the crash.
And I didn't know that it was going to affect me like this. His son. That's Kirsten. And there's Chris. There he is, all happy. The same as always.
She says the family lost someone special over the weekend, a caring man that can't be replaced.
He's going to be missed by so many people. Unbelievable. And we love him very much and we miss him a lot.
In Mason County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Police say a mother and her 2 children were injured in that crash. The mom and a 12-year-old are listed in critical condition. They say the woman's 5-year-old child has non-life-threatening injuries.
Tonight, police have arrested a man they say accidentally shot and killed one of his friends. Richmond police charged 19-year-old Richard Seary with reckless homicide. Police say Seary was holding a rifle when it went off, shooting the victim in the head. Kristen Kennedy is tracking the investigation tonight.
A lone gunshot on a Sunday night isn't what neighbors on Wayne Drive expected to hear.
Well, we were sitting at our dining room table and we heard this loud bang. I didn't think it was a gunshot, but apparently it was. And then we heard right immediately after some crying and some yelling.
It's scary enough for Megan Butler to think of her and her husband's lives in danger. Even more frightening is thinking about her daughter.
Especially with her. Because her bedroom shares a wall with them too.
Officers assured Butler her family is safe. They don't believe the shooting was planned. They say on the other side of her dining room, Cody Dittman held the barrel of a rifle to his head while Richard Seary pulled the trigger. Richard Seary is behind bars now, facing a reckless homicide charge. He declined our request for an interview.
It's not that bad of a neighborhood. It's mainly college kids that live here, and they try to keep to themselves.
Neighbors like Travis Burns find the shooting very unusual and tragic.
It's kind of shocking, you know, it's sad to hear that something like that would happen in this apartment complex, and it was just shocking and sad.
In Madison County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
After the shooting, Richmond police also cited 21-year-old Zachary Redmersky for unlawful transaction with a minor. They say he gave alcohol to Siri. They also say the rifle belonged to Redmersky.
Tonight, a man faces charges after police say he tried to kidnap 2 young girls. Winchester police arrested 68-year-old Thomas Hamilton over the weekend. Police say that he drove up to 2 girls, ages 12 and 13, and asked them if they wanted to get into his truck. The girls ran off and got some help.
If she hadn't known no better and she got in there obviously should have never come back. He was obviously prepared to never return her.
Police say they arrested Hamilton about an hour later. They say they found 2 ropes, some plastic sheeting, and a steak knife in his truck. Now, according to court documents, Hamilton served time in prison for sexually abusing a 10-year-old girl back in 1998. Police also say a few months ago he was spotted talking to children in the area.
It looks like 2014 will be ending on a cold note across the Bluegrass. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey joins us now with an early look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, seeing a lot of the clouds out there this afternoon with the cold weather late this afternoon, early evening, though. A couple of breaks trying to show up on that western horizon, and it's those breaks that will allow for overnight temperatures to really drop on us. And now that the sun is setting, we're starting to see thermometers inching closer to freezing, already down to 33 in Lexington, 34 Frankfort into Covington. Clouds a little thicker across the eastern part of the state, so our temperatures are up just a little bit. Throw a little bit of a wind into the mix, 25 degrees. Current feel-like number in Lexington. Live First Alert Defender, we're tracking a system that is delivering a glancing blow of some moisture into far southeastern Kentucky. For the rest of the state, this is not a big deal. Even down here, this isn't a big deal, though you may wake up to a touch of some snow and some flurries into the border counties with Virginia. Get over into parts of southwestern Virginia. Now we're talking about sticking snows. For the rest of the region, it's just a mainly cloudy and a cold evening as temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Heading toward the new year, and the focus of the forecast when I come back in less than 10 minutes will be on the cold temperatures that will stick around. But everyone's asking me, is it going to snow again? We'll see if we can find anything that looks like winter in that 7-day forecast when I come back in just a few, guys.
Throughout this year, violence in Lexington has been on the minds of many people. A summer spike in shootings led to peace walks and conversations about how to end that violence. But Lexington police say the number of violent crimes is actually down this year. As investigative reporter Miranda Combs tells us, numbers mean little to one murder victim's mother.
It's a scene that's been repeated nearly 20 times this year. Crime tape and police lights signifying a violent, unexpected ending.
And I told him that whether he came back home to us or he went to be with the Lord, that it would be okay. And I told him I loved him. And a tear ran out of his eye. And I told him not to be afraid.
That was in mid-April when Anita Franklin said goodbye to her oldest son. Police quickly told the public Antonio Franklin was an innocent bystander when he was shot in the head in Duncan Park.
And I think the children of today are going to become extinct if we don't put a stop to this useless violence.
After her son's death, Franklin became a part of a movement.
I wish Tony was here with us, but I want to make sure that his death is not in vain. So I'm on a mission.
By joining forces with police and community leaders, participating in peace walks through the summer and through streets that saw a spike in shootings.
During the summer, we did see that clump of incidents, or several incidents happening back to back to back. And I think that really got people's attention and created this perception that, you know, there was a large spike in crime.
Sherelle Roberts with Lexington Police says so far violent crime in Lexington is down this year by 0.8%. Actual numbers won't be out until January. But heading into the holiday season, the city has recorded 18 homicides. The violence and shootings in particular have been a focal point for city officials throughout the year. The issue of violence became a staple for Mayor Jim Gray's re-election campaign. The number of homicides this year, though, are the same as 2013. But this year, 7 remain unsolved.
We're still trending down.
But Roberts knows numbers hold little value for victims' families. Same for the neighborhoods affected by city violence.
Many people have this perception that crime is kind of out of control and that the numbers are really up, when in fact they're not. But we find that perception is reality for many people.
Since April, reality has changed for Anita Franklin. Her focus is on accountability for young adults, which she says is lacking, something, though, her son always had.
Even in Tony's from my understanding, even in his death, or as he was injured, those manners stayed in place. You know, I was told that one word was yes, ma'am, as they were working on it. And that lets me know that we did a job well done.
In Lexington, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Another shooting involving a victim with known connection to the crime was Jonathan Price. He was a Marine gunned down by an unknown person outside Austin City Saloon back in June. Police have not made arrests for that case or for 6 other 2014 Lexington murders. Tonight, a man indicted for a crash that killed 4 of his friends is back in jail.
Jackson police arrested Sean Hardin in Breathitt County last night. Earlier this month, a grand jury indicted Hardin on murder charges. In August, police say he was driving drunk in Breathitt County when his truck crashed into a house. 4 people in Hardin's truck died. Hardin was released from jail in November because 60 days had passed without a grand jury indictment.
The search continues tonight for a missing Tennessee man who was last seen in Laurel County. Emergency managers have issued a golden alert for Kenneth Green. They say he was traveling from Michigan to his home in Tennessee, but Friday night they say he called his family from a Speedway gas station in Laurel County saying he needed money for gas. His family says they've not heard from him since. A golden alert was issued last night. Investigators say that Green has health problems and must take medication.
At this time, we feel he could be a danger to himself at this point.
Police say Green is driving a white 1999 Oldsmobile 88 with a Tennessee license plate.
A Kentucky Supreme Court justice has announced he is stepping down. Will T. Scott says he'll resign effective Friday. In a statement, Scott said serving on the state Supreme Court has been an honor, but he said the job keeps the justices from helping find solutions to Kentucky's problems. Scott, a Republican, has been considering a run for governor next year.